What do you think of the current status of journalism? The cable channels, the...
Well, I always thought that we were very fortunate that we had a half an hour to sum things up and we didn't have to fill 24 hours. Because you see that so much of what the cable channels do is filler, and it's a bunch of people screaming at each other, and I don't find it very educational. So I was always very pleased, and I believe in the evening newscast as a sort of art form, because you try to get as much news as you can into a half hour and make it a good program at the same time that people will want to watch. So I'm not crazy about the directions the news business is going in for the reasons I mentioned earlier, that it's getting to be so much of an emphasis on rating and on the business side, and newspapers are starved for money. You can see newspapers getting a smaller and smaller news hole all the time. You can see television operations trying to do as much as they did or more with less money, and that eats into coverage in ways that are important. It's tough for journalism students, year one. It's tough for journalism students because it's a great business. It is a great thing to do, and it's different every day, and it provides a national service, and we need good journalism more than ever. We need it. But for people like you who are young, figuring, how am I going to make a living at this? The sand is shifting underneath your feet. We don't know. One of the friends of mine who's a media futurist who works at New York University equates it, this is a very imperfect equation, but he equates it to the time Gutenberg invented the printing press. We knew that was going to change, the world knew it was going to change everything in terms of the way information was dispensed. They just didn't know how it was going to evolve. We're in that time now. We're in a time where we know the dissemination of information is going to come in different ways than somebody like I grew up with. But we don't know what it's going to be. So how do you monetize this business that you want to be in? How do you make a living at it? Do you work for a website that has, a very small audience? Can you make money at that? Will you be able to make money if you work for a network and be able to support, a wife and 2 children who throw up on the living room rug and a barbecue pit in the back? You want to be able to have a profession that fascinates you and at the same time allows you to support a family. But we don't know what that's going to be. It's going to work out. And I believe you'll be okay in time, because it will evolve. Maybe not in your generation, but it's going to evolve. And because the need for journalism will always be there. And I think right now in this country it's greater than ever.